You used to abuse him with your words, but he would keep it moving. Every day, steady trying to prove his worth, but he would end up losing. You want his back soon as he messes up, and he is taking notes. He ain't gonna say much when he's reaching the point of walking out the door. Cause when a man's fed up, it ain't nothing you can make him say. Don't think about trying to make him stay. Don't be surprised if he got a new place that he's moving in today. Cause when a man's fed up, all the talking out to no more. You only wonder where it was before, and he won't even look back when he crosses the front door. Some women really got the game messed up, thinking we gon' tolerate anything. If a man starts to feel like his voice ain't heard, you might as well call that the end of things. Despite of what you heard, we have feelings, but it still takes a lot to take a man there. So heed the warnings, or understand, he'll leave you right where you stand. Cause when a man's fed up, it ain't nothing you can make him say. Don't think about trying to make him stay. Don't be surprised if he got a new place that he's moving in today. Cause when a man's fed up, all the talking out to no more. You only wonder where it was before, and he won't even look back when he crosses the front door. Hey ladies, I gotta break it down to you. Hey ladies, yeah, we ain't gon' play around with you. It ain't a game. Hey ladies, I hope that you're listening real close. Cause if you get them like this, you're talking about dealing with a heart so cold. I'm telling you, it ain't nothing you can make him say. Don't think about trying to make him stay. Don't be surprised if he got a new place that he's moving in today. Don't be surprised, cause no man's fed up. All the talking out to no more. You only wonder where it was before, and he won't even look back when he crosses the front door. Cause when a man's fed up, it ain't nothing you can make him say. Don't think about trying to make him stay. Don't be surprised if he got a new place that's moving in today. Cause when a man's fed up, all the talking out to no more. You only wonder where he was before, and he won't even look back when he crosses the front door. No, I'm trying to tell. Oh, you better listen to me now. You better listen to me now. Say you know, lady, no, no, no.
Black Squad TV was good with you.
Black Squad TV.
Shout out to Black Squad TV, said Prince Ella, aka the Predator Princess, aka the hater with a, oh my God, man. Y'all are wild.
Shout out to the Black Squad. I am Kenyatta Black. Thank you for tuning in. If you are not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you click the bell icon to get all notifications for when I drop a video or drop a short. Make sure you're following me on Facebook. Follow me on Instagram. Like the video, man. Like the video on your way in. Don't wait till the end of the video. Go ahead and like the video. The more you like the video, the more YouTube will push the video to new viewers, thus helping me grow the channel, which is obviously the point. So like the video, like the video, like the video. Or if you don't like the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs down. You can hate it or love it. It don't matter to me. Hit the like button, hit the thumbs up button, or hit the thumbs down button. It's all good with me. It's all good with me. It's been a little bit of a crazy weekend, man. I had a close call yesterday. You know, my first delivery of the day. You know what I mean? Literally, the first delivery of the day. This fucking old guy. 92 years old. You know what I mean? 92 years old. We're talking about a man that has absolutely no business behind the wheel of a vehicle. You know what I'm saying? Just imagine, you know, Joe Biden driving. You know what I'm saying? Like, would you let Joe Biden drive your car? For real. You know what I'm saying? Would you let Joe Biden drive your car? Unless you're a dumbass, the answer is no, right? Which kind of, you know, lets you know that's probably not a guy you should be voting for to run the country. But that's another conversation. I mean, if you wouldn't let him drive your fucking car, then you probably shouldn't vote for him to be president. But, okay. You know, some people are slow. That's another conversation, though. You know what I mean? That's another conversation. So, again, imagine Joe Biden behind the wheel of a vehicle, right? This dude, 92 years old, slammed into the back of the fucking truck. You know what I mean? We were parked in front of the customer's house. We pulled over off the road as much as we could. You know what I'm saying? So basically, half of the truck was, you know, on the you know, side of the road. Half of the truck was still, you know, on the road. You know what I mean? But we had the hazard lights on. We had the cones out. Just when I'm about to... So, let me try to explain it. I know, you know, most of you, you know, because I found out a few people at the job are actually checking out my videos. So, you know, right when... So, okay, we were delivering a new fridge and we were taking his old fridge away from him, right? And we were parked on the road. He had a small driveway that we should have backed the fuck into, by the way. I'll explain that in a second. Right when, so because we had to go, you know, up and down the driveway, it was better to dolly the new fridge up to his house than, you know, take the old one out, sit that in the driveway, then bring the new one in, and while my partner was closing up the delivery, getting the signature, taking pictures and all that, I was gonna take the old fridge, dolly the old fridge back to the truck, put it on the truck. By the time I'm done doing what I'm doing out there, he should be done doing what he's doing in the house. We get on to the next delivery, right? So my partner yesterday, right when he's going to grab the fucking dolly. Now, mind you, the left side of the truck is the side of the truck that's still, you know, halfway in the street. The dolly just so happened to be standing up on the left side of the fucking truck. He goes to grab the dolly. Right when he's about to grab the dolly, that's when this guy slammed into the back of the truck right there on the left side. Now, I'm standing directly in front of the fridge. I was about to grab the fridge and turn it around so that the back was facing me. So that, because if you're going to dolly fridge, you want to dolly it from the back, because obviously you don't want to damage the doors or damage the sides of the fridge. You don't have to worry about the back of the fridge. So if you're going to dolly anything, you want to dolly it from the back, right? Right as I'm going to grab the fridge to turn it around, all I hear is this loud ass crash and fucking glass shattering and shit. So obviously, my first instinct is to back the fuck up, get the hell out of there. I don't know what the fuck is going on. All I heard is this loud ass crash. It all just happened so fucking fast. And as I'm taking a step back is when I'm realizing what the fuck just had to have happened. But I didn't see anything yet. And as this is all just happening, in the blink of a fucking eye. As I turn back to look, when I seen this dude standing there talking about my partner for the day, I was actually surprised that he was standing there. Because I thought I was about to turn around and see a dead body. It is a fucking miracle. And I mean miracle that dude is still alive. He came within literally inches. Now, if you go on my Facebook, you'll see the fucking pictures. I posted the pictures of it early this morning, or that might have been last night, one or the other. He literally came within inches of being basically pancaked between the car and the truck. You know what I'm saying? He had, like cuts on his left arm, probably from when he was reaching to grab the dolly. If he had been standing maybe 6 inches to a foot further to the left, that man wouldn't be here today. That man would not be here today. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's been a crazy, it's been a crazy weekend. I've had some time to reflect on some things, and because to be honest, I've been doing this job for so long, close to a decade now, and I'm gonna be perfectly fucking honest. I did not have the respect that I should have had for the danger of that situation, the potential dangers of that situation where you're parked on a main road like that and you got to worry about that oncoming traffic. Now, don't get me wrong, whenever I'm in a situation like that, I pay attention, you know what I'm saying? I look out for the oncoming traffic, and I'm not just all out there in the open all willy-nilly. But I did not have the level of respect that I should have had in hindsight after what happened yesterday. But moving forward, I will. And truth be told, we shouldn't even have been in that situation in the first place, because there was a perfectly good driveway for us to back into. If we would have backed into the driveway like we should have, we wouldn't have been on that main fucking road. And that shit would have never fucking happened. But unfortunately, for some reason, recently this new rule about not backing into driveways was implemented. And surprisingly, all the drivers on the dock seem to be following this fucking rule about not backing in the driveways, even though it makes your job harder to fucking do. And after yesterday, now we all understand that not only does it make your job harder to do, but it puts your fucking safety at risk. So I can't speak for everybody else on that goddamn dock, but from now on, any fucking truck I'm on, if there's a driveway to back into, we will be backing into that fucking driveway, or the delivery won't get fucking done. Period. Or if the driver I'm with doesn't want to back into the driveway, he could do the goddamn delivery by itself while I sit my black ass on the fucking truck where it's safe. I'm not doing a delivery like that ever the fuck again if I don't have to. It is what it is. Sometimes you have to do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you can't really back into the driveway because of a certain angle, or, because of the way other cars are parked on the road. You can't really back into the driveway because, we drive box trucks, big ass 26-foot long trucks. You know what I'm saying? You can't turn on a dime in those trucks. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, if it is possible to back into the driveway, that's what the fuck is gonna happen on my goddamn truck, or the delivery ain't getting done. If Home Depot or Timco has a problem with it, oh well, that is the cost of doing business. Like, okay, so if a driver knocks over a fucking flower pot or some shit, okay, that's the cost of doing business, Timco. That's the cost of doing business, Home Depot. That's the cost of doing business. Pay the little $80 for the little funky ass flower pot. Call it a fucking day. But if you want to put the lives of your fucking employees at risk, well, then we're having a whole nother conversation. See what I'm saying? And after yesterday, nobody can argue against it. Again, go on my fucking Facebook and look at them fucking pictures. And understand that my partner was literally 6 inches to a fucking foot from that crash. No more than 6 inches to a foot from that crash. Go look at them fucking pictures. And you tell me if we shouldn't back into the fucking driveway to get the hell off the main road if we can. But yeah. Anyway, the topic of tonight's discussion: the hen-pecking tactics of a nagging woman. The hen-pecking tactics of a nagging woman. We're gonna drop a little bit of game for the uninitiated. Those of you who are already initiated, these are things that you should already know. But it was recently brought to my attention that some young boys are listening to my videos, checking out my videos. And a lot of what we talk about, if you want to talk about the red pill space or the manosphere space, or as Jason Black puts it, power dynamics. A lot of what we talk about, is things that older men should already know. Unfortunately, many older men don't already know. And they're too far gone to teach. So really, these teachable moments should be directed at the young guys. You know what I'm saying? When you're an older guy and you got a little bit of information, a little bit of life lessons under your belt, you should absolutely spread some information, and those life lessons to the younger guys. So hopefully they can internalize that information and apply it in their day-to-day lives so that they don't have to go through some of the bullshit that you went through. They already know the fucking game when they encounter it. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to talk about the hen-pecking tactics of a nagging woman and why she does it. Now, first, for those of you who don't know what the fuck hen-pecking means, let us get the definition of hen-pecking. Hen-pecking is when your woman, your wife or your girlfriend continuously harasses or torments you with persistent nagging. Hen pecking is when your wife or girlfriend, now it's usually a wife. It's usually a wife who does this. Why is it usually a wife? It's usually a wife who does this because it's a hell of a lot easier to break up with your fucking girlfriend than it is your wife. Breaking up with your girlfriend does not necessitate any kind of paperwork, court proceedings, none of that shit. It's as easy. Breaking up with your girlfriend can be as easy as blocking a bitch on Instagram. You feel me? But, you know, breaking up with your wife, now that's a hell of a lot more complicated. So usually it's a wife who does this. But some of you allow your girlfriends to do this shit to you. It's just fucking crazy to me. Absolutely crazy. Right? But again, hen pecking is the continuous harassment or torment by the persistent nagging of a woman. She is constantly nagging you, and it's almost always stupid shit. Little insignificant stupid shit. And it's almost always little insignificant stupid shit. Because what she's trying to do is she's literally trying to nag you into submission. She's literally trying to nag you into submission. Almost trying to make you one of her children. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll give you an example. Let's see. Something stupid. Okay. Say you and this chick live together, right? Say you and this chick live together. And you had a long day at work today. You by the time you got home, you were tired as hell. So you're sitting there on the couch watching TV, and you doze off. And here she come nudging the shit out of you. Hey, that's what the bed is for. What the fuck? I'm a grown-ass man. If I fall asleep on the couch, bitch, I fell asleep on the couch. If I feel like sleeping out here tonight, then that's what the fuck I'm gonna do. What the fuck you mean? That's what the bed is for. No shit, a bed is for fucking sleeping. But as a grown fucking man who pays rent in this motherfucker, if I fall asleep on the goddamn couch, then goddamn it, I'm gonna get a good night's sleep on this goddamn couch. Who the fuck do you think you're talking to? Now that's how you should respond. Right? Now that's how you should respond. But that's not how a henpecked husband or a henpecked boyfriend will respond. See, a henpecked husband or a henpecked boyfriend will respond by, okay, like a little bitch, and get up and go lay in the bed. Thus, allowing this hen-pecking, nagging woman to nag him into submission. Now, that's just a little example, because look, you know, as men, you know, we know there's a million and one ways that a woman will nag the shit out of you. That's just an example, right? Now, when you allow women to do this to you, first of all, you got to understand, if a woman is even trying to do this to you, she lacks respect for you. If a woman is even trying to do this to you, it means she lacks respect for you. And she might be trying to see if there's anything there to respect in the first place. You know, like a shit test, basically. It might be a situation where she lacks respect for you, but she's like, okay, I'm going to test him with this. I'm going to see how he fucking responds to it. If he responds like a fucking man, then okay, then he's respectable. But if he responds like a fucking bitch and actually lets me get away with this shit, then I know I was right and there's nothing to fucking respect. Because a woman will test you, bro. A woman will test your manhood purposely. She has to. She better. She better. Look. Why wouldn't she? Why wouldn't she? A woman needs to know that she's dealing with a man. You understand? A woman needs to know that she's dealing with a man. Men care about a woman's past. Women care about a man's future. You understand? That woman needs to know that she's dealing with a man. She needs to know that she's picking a winner. She needs to know that she has picked a man, not a punk, not some weak, spineless simp, not a sucker. She needs to know that she's picked a winner, a man. So she's going to test you to make sure that you are indeed the man that you claim to be. So she's going to fucking test you, as she should. The problem is, most of you men fail the fucking test. Because, I mean, let's just be honest. A lot of you men these days, you kind of falling short in the manhood category. I mean, you know, we just going to keep it all the way 100. A lot of men these days are falling short in the manhood category. You hear all kind of shit coming out of men's mouths these days that you didn't hear years ago. You know, like, it's not fair. It's not fair. That shit should never come out of a man's mouth. It's not fair. You sound like a child, bruh. You know? It's not fair. That's not fair. The fuck? Let me tell you something. As a man, if I'm walking down the street late at night, and 3 men come out of the shadows wanting to whip my ass, for no reason other than the fact that I'm the only motherfucker standing there. It's a 3-on-1 fight. An unexpected 3-on-1 fight. Guess what? It's fair. It's fucking fair. You know why it's fair? It's fair because I'm a grown goddamn man that's had all my fucking life to work on my hand-to-hand combat skills. And if I failed to do so, guess what? That's my fucking problem. It's a fair fight. You know why? Because I'm a man. When you're a man, there is no such thing as fair or unfair. When you're a man, it's a dog-eat-dog world. Period. Right? But these days you hear a lot of, oh, that's not fair. I swear to God, I cringe every time I hear, I'm going to say male. Because if that shit is coming out your mouth, you're not a man, you're a male. Every time I hear that shit come out of a male's mouth, I fucking cringe. And I can't help but wonder who the fuck raised you. Were you raised by a single mother? And if you did have your father in your life, Jesus Christ, your daddy must have been a bitch. What the fuck? I'm sorry. I know somebody's gonna be offended by what the fuck I just said, but oh well, bro. Like, come on, man, you gotta admit. It's not fair. It's not fair. That type of shit coming out of a man's mouth. And fellas, let me ask you something. What do you think? What do you think goes through the mind of a woman when she hears some shit like that come out of a man's mouth? It's not fair. That's not fair. What do you think what do you think goes through the mind of a woman when she hears that shit come out of a man's mouth, a grown fucking man? Do you think she's turned on by that? Yeah? You think those words coming out of a man's mouth turn her on? Do you think she's impressed with your manhood when she hears that shit come out of your mouth? You think that's the type of shit she was expecting a man to say? Come on, man. A lot of y'all are falling short in the manhood category and don't even seem to realize it, man. You know what I mean? Don't even seem to realize it. Now, again, the definition of henpecking. We're going to walk this down slow. The definition of henpecking. The continuous harassment or torment by the persistent nagging of a woman. That is the definition of henpecking, right? Now check this out. I want you to check this out. In turn, what that creates is the henpecked husband and or boyfriend. As I said before, usually it's the husband, right? Usually it's a husband going through this. Because again, it's a hell of a lot easier to get rid of a girlfriend than it is a wife, right? But a henpecked husband and or boyfriend is a man who is constantly controlled and criticized by his wife and or girlfriend. Now, what did I just say a minute ago, right? A minute ago, I just said she is doing this because she is trying to literally nag you into submission. Now, another word for submission is control. She's trying to control you. She's trying to control all aspects of the household and the relationship. She wants to wear the pants, and she's using manipulative means to do so. Underhanded, manipulative means to do so. By nagging you by every little thing. Don't put that here, put it there. Don't sleep here, sleep here. Or say, like me, for example, right? Me, for example. I might buy something that I know my girl doesn't drink, right? And because I know she doesn't drink it, I'll go ahead and I'll drink it straight out the fucking bottle. Because I know she doesn't fucking drink it. Do you think for 1 second my girl gonna come to me and say, you need to use a glass? Why don't you pour that in a cup? You think for 1 fucking sec that she gonna come to me and nag me about a fucking glass or a cup? You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. Shit like that. But it's not only the little things. It's not only the little things. What I'm saying is this henpecking, nagging, manipulative woman, she will nag you and henpeck you to death about every goddamn thing, from little things to the big things. because she is literally trying to nag you into submission. Literally trying to nag you into submission. And a lot of you guys are letting this shit happen. And again, it's usually the husband that's dealing with this, but sometimes even the boyfriend is allowing his girlfriend to do this shit too. And you know what I've personally noticed? What I've personally noticed is the majority of the time when when a dude is letting his girlfriend do this shit to him, it's not even his wife, it's his fucking girlfriend. You know what I've noticed? He's letting that shit happen or letting that shit slide because he made the terrible fucking mistake of moving in with her. One of the main things that, you know, the manosphere or red pill, one of the main things that is constantly drilled into the heads of men is never move in with a woman. Never. Meaning never move into her fucking apartment. If you want to cohabitate with a woman, she moves into your apartment, or the two of you get an apartment together. Never, ever move in to her apartment. Never. Because 99 times out of 100, that apartment is not going to now become, you know, y'all place in her mind. No, it's still her place in her fucking mind. Even if you move in and you start paying all the goddamn bills. It's just the way, it is simply just the way most women operate. And they can deny it all the fuck they want. Men aren't fucking crazy, okay? You've got more than one generation of men who have gone through this shit, moving in to the apartment, you know, moving in an apartment with a woman and dealing with the same shit. It's different generations of women, different cultures of women, different races of women. when it comes to this shit, they all operate the same way. Typically operate the same way. Never move into a woman's house. Never. Ever. But see, this is where but see, the boy, what I've noticed is when you're dealing with a henpecked boyfriend who's putting up with this shit, that's typically the reason why he's putting up with it. Because he moved into her fucking apartment. And because of the living situation, he allows that shit to happen. Because, I don't know, maybe he doesn't have anywhere to go, or maybe where he is now, but, you know, maybe that's the best living situation for him at the moment. So he's kind of just biting his tongue and biding his time and putting up with it. Right? But nah, man. Nah. See, the best thing you could do for a woman like that is to fucking leave. The best thing you could do for a woman like that is to leave. Because look, odds are she's never gonna fucking change. But maybe if you leave her ass and she understands that, you know, this nagging and henpecking and trying to nag a man into submission, maybe if she finally fucking understands that shit ain't gonna fucking work, that she's not gonna keep a man that way, maybe the next man that deals with this woman, maybe maybe he'll have an easier time of it. See, because a lot of times, man, a lot of you dudes, you let so much shit slide with these women. A lot of these women actually don't even realize that what the fuck they're doing is wrong. Don't even realize that what they're doing is repellent. They have no idea that they're repelling men. They have no idea how insufferable they really are. They really don't. A lot of you, I'm convinced, personally, I'm convinced that a lot of these women have absolutely no idea how insufferable they actually are in romantic relationships. Talking about romantic relationships. I'm not talking about platonic relationships. I'm not talking about work relationships. I'm not talking about acquaintances, crossing paths because look, if you ask most women, right, what they think about their female friends, right? If you would ask the average woman, do you think your female friends are good women? Do you think they make good girlfriends? Do you think they would make good wives? The average woman is going to say, hell yeah. I think damn near all of my friends are good women and would make good girlfriends and good wives. But here's the thing. That woman you're talking to, they are not having romantic relationships with their female friends. They don't have to sleep with them. They don't have to live with them. You understand? There's a huge difference between a romantic relationship and any other type of relationship. Okay? Just because you get along with your homegirl as friends doesn't mean that your homegirl is a good girlfriend or a good wife. She might be a great friend, but a shitty girlfriend. She might be a great friend, but a shitty wife. And you would never fucking know that. And you would probably never guess that because she's such a great friend to you. But again, there's a huge difference between a friendship with your homegirl and your homegirl having a romantic relationship with a man. Huge fucking difference. Just like, for example, this is a little off topic, but along the line of relationships, so you can understand it even more, right? The relationship between a son and his mother versus the relationship between a husband, or, okay, put it this way. As men, right? Your relationship with your mother is not your father's relationship with your mother. To you, she's mama. To you, she's the greatest woman on earth. To you, she can do no wrong. To you, sunshine and rainbows fly out of her fucking ass. To your father, as far as your father is concerned, your mama is his bitch. That's his bitch. Yeah. You see? Your mama, your mommy, your mother, your favorite woman in the world ain't nothing but your daddy's bitch. You see what I mean? Yeah, you wasn't expecting that. Yeah. You see what I mean? It's a difference in the different types of relationships, man. So again, you ask the average woman, hey, what do you think about your homegirls? You think, your homegirls think they make good girlfriends and good wives? You think they're good women? Again, she's gonna say, hell yeah. Yeah. And then, what the funny thing is, she'll probably rattle off a list of things that don't even fucking matter to men. That's another funny thing. She'll rattle off a list of things that don't even matter to men. Yeah, most of my homegirls, they went to college and got degrees. As if a man has ever looked at a woman and said, damn, I bet you she got a degree. I bet you she got a degree. I just gotta have her. What? She got a degree? Shit. Let me holler. I'm not. I love a woman with a degree. Never. Never in your fucking life. You know what I'm saying? But women are always rattling off shit that men don't fucking care about. They'll go on and on about their fucking degrees, or the amount of money they make, or their fucking job title. It's like, shorty, do you realize you will lose your man to a chick that works at Wendy's? Like, do you realize that shit? Like, that does, you don't understand that? You will lose with your degree, with your $90,000 a year job, with your grand job title. You will lose your man to a pretty girl that works at Wendy's. Okay? Like, you really better try to start understanding what it is that men desire, what men want. But you know what? Maybe that's another conversation. Maybe that's another conversation. But see, now, what are the signs? What are the signs of a henpecked man? Now, let's just pull it up. Let me see. Hold on one second. Sure signs showing that you are a henpecked husband. Voiceless and neglected. Now, again, this can be a boyfriend. Some of you are so slow. Some of you are so weak that you let your girlfriend do this shit to you. As if you can't leave her alone and have a new chick by the end of the week. Some of you are letting your girlfriend do this shit to you. And I gotta admit, those of you who are letting your fucking girlfriend do this shit to you, you are worse than the husbands. Way worse than the husbands. Because at least the husbands have something to lose. You know what I'm saying? There's children involved. They can end up on fucking child support for God knows how long. Right? Alimony. You know what I'm saying? A husband might end up having to move back in with his fucking mother by the time his wife is done raking him over the fucking coals in divorce court. You know what I'm saying? So at least the husband has an excuse like, hey man, if I leave this bitch, man, she might ruin me. She might ruin me. I might have to move back in with my fucking mother by the time she's done with me. And it's like, yeah, I kind of understand, man. I kind of understand. But you boyfriends? You're just a boyfriend. She's just your little girlfriend. And you letting this broad do this to you? Y'all are the worst. Y'all are the worst. You are gluttons for punishment. What are the signs of a henpecked husband or boyfriend? You always nod your head in a meek yes. What did I say a minute ago? Every little fucking thing she says, every little thing she desires, everything she says she wants, you can never say no. It's always, okay. Okay. I'll give you an example, right? Now, For those of you at the job who might be listening, you ever deliver a big ass fridge to somebody's house and the fridge was damn near as big as the house? I'm dead serious. It'll be like that big ass 450-pound GE fridge, for example, right? And you pull up to the, you pull up to the house and you're like, wait a minute. This house is about the size of a fucking shoebox. Like, the fridge is probably bigger than the kitchen itself. How the hell do they think this fridge is even gonna fit in their little tiny ass house? And why the fuck would they even get this big ass fridge for this little small ass house? I'll tell you why. Because the wife picked out the fridge. The wife saw the biggest, prettiest fridge in the store, and she said, ooh, I want that one. It's big and it's pretty. Now, the husband, being a logical thinking creature, a rational thinking creature, he knew that that goddamn fridge was too big for their little ass fucking house. But he's a hen-pecked punk. He's a hen-pecked punk ass husband. Spineless, weak ass simp. So instead of saying, you know what, baby, I'm pretty sure that fridge is too big for our house. It looks like it's too big to fit where it's gonna have to go. We should probably pick a different fridge. Instead of saying that rational shit, you know what he said? Okay. Okay. So you get to the fucking house with this big ass fridge that's half the size of the fucking house itself, and you're like, yo, yeah, we took some measurements. This ain't gonna fit. And the husband standing there quiet because his ass already knew the shit wasn't gonna fucking fit. And the wife is standing there complaining, well, you can't make it fit. You can't do that like you a fucking magician. Like, bitch, how the fuck am I supposed to fit a 36-inch fridge through a 32-inch doorway? What kind of magic do you think I know? Your fridge is 36 inches. The doorway into your kitchen is 32 inches. It's 4-inch difference. It's not going to make it. And she will actually stand there and argue with you because she's so used to talking to her fucking husband any kind of fucking way. She's so used to henpecking his ass and nagging his ass until she gets her fucking way. Now she thinks she's going to pull that shit with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, bruh, it's not going to fit, ma'am. All right? You need to go back and get a different fridge. It's not going to fit. But the husband, when they were in the fucking store and she picked out that giant fucking fridge, and his goofy ass knew the shit wasn't going to fit in their little small ass house, instead of saying, baby, that's a big ass fridge, it's not going to fit, it's too big for our house, he didn't want to have that conversation with her because he already knew how it was going to go. He already knew her nagging, spoiled, selfish ass was just going to fucking whine and complain and nag and nag and nag. And they were going to end up getting it anyway. So he just said, you know what? Okay. We'll get that one. Okay. And then when you get there with the fridge, he stands back and lets you have the back and forth with his fucking wife. While the whole time you're looking at him like, bro, you're not going to say anything? Hell no, he ain't going to say nothing. Because he is a hen-pecked husband. Now tell me you haven't dealt with a situation like that before. No matter what it is you do for a living, tell me you haven't dealt with a situation like that before. Where the wife takes front and center and she's going back and forth with you, and the husband is just standing there quiet, ain't saying shit. Because he knows that his wife is fucking wrong. But he ain't going to say nothing because he's the one that got to go home with her. Number 2, you never want to return home from your office or whatever it is you do for a living. It's like I have said repeatedly over and over and over, you can always tell what a man's home life is like by how quick he wants to get home or not. You can always tell what a man's home life is like by how quick he wants to get home or not. If he wants to get that day over and done with as quick as possible so he can get home, you know he's got a pretty decent home life. But if he wants to drag the day out as long as possible, he's dragging his fucking feet. He doesn't care if he gets home at 5 o'clock or 8 o'clock. When he gets off of work, he got to go drink something first. He got to go smoke something first. He got to go waste some time somewhere before he goes home. That's a man that don't like his home life. And sometimes it's because he's got a nagging, hen-pecking wife or girlfriend at the house that he don't want to be fucking bothered with. A lot of you are letting the women in your lives make your fucking life miserable. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it because I wouldn't do it. I'll be damned. I ain't never... No, that's a lie. I was about to lie. I was about to say I ain't never had a problem leaving a woman. Once upon a time, I, Kenyatta Black, had a problem leaving a woman. You know who that woman was? That woman was my first. She was my first and my first love. Right? My first and my first love. She was the only chick I ever in my fucking life had a problem leaving. But after I learned my lesson with her, the rest of these heifers don't give me no fucking problems. I ain't got no goddamn problem cutting you the fuck off. None. Zero. I'll cut a bitch off in a minute. In a minute. In a New York minute. But yeah, man, a lot of these dudes, they never want to go home. They never want to go home. Like I said, they got to go smoke something. They got to go drink something. They got to find something to do. You know? If you got the kind of job where, you know, like my type of job, where I don't have a specific time of the day that I'm clocking out, right? I get to go home whenever the fuck my job is done, right? Whether I finish my route at 1 o'clock or I finish my route at 5 o'clock, when I finish my route, I go home. So it would behoove me, right, to finish my route as soon as possible, right? Well, you got some guys who will intentionally drag the fucking day out. And I know why most of them do it. Most of them do it because they don't want to fucking go home. And most of them don't want to go home because they don't like their fucking home life. And I've even heard some dudes who fit the mold as far as trying to drag the day out. I've even heard some guys say, man, my girl's a bitch. I can't stand my fucking wife, man. Blah, 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 blah. And I immediately know, oh, okay, so that's why you don't want to take your ass home. That's why you don't want to hurry up and finish this fucking route so we can go home. Because you don't want to fucking go home because you don't want to deal with the woman you got at home. But that ain't got shit to do with me. I want to go home. You know what I'm saying? Right? So, number 3, your wife is the sole decision maker. She wears the pants. Because what did I say? What did I say from the very beginning? She is trying to literally nag you into submission. She is trying to nag you into submission. That shit sounds kind of funny, but it ain't funny if you're the person who's being nagged into submission. It's not funny. It's funny, but it ain't funny. Yeah, I couldn't even imagine that type of arrangement or situation where I'm a grown man, whether it's a relationship or a marriage, and my wife calls all the shots, makes all the decisions. What I will tell you is if you are in that situation, if you are a man who's in that situation and your wife is the sole decision maker, she makes all the final decisions. One, your wife does not respect you at all. There's no way she could. There's no way she could. Her female nature and her female biology is diametrically opposed to having respect for a man that she rules over. Her biology as a woman is just, like I said, diametrically opposed to that. She has zero respect for you. And furthermore, if you're in that kind of situation where she makes all the decisions, I would bet my bottom dollar, because of the fact that she has absolutely no respect for you. To her, you're basically one of her children. I would bet my bottom dollar she's cheating on you. If a woman has zero respect for you, why would she be faithful to you? If she has zero respect for you, why would she give you exclusive access to her body? That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. She has no respect for you, but she's being faithful to you. Why would she do that? Number 4. Number 4, you are abused repeatedly. Now, a lot of times when, the conversation of abuse in relationships comes up, it's always from the perspective of a man abusing a woman. It's seldomly, if ever, discussed from the perspective of a woman abusing a man. In this society does not like to talk about, women being the aggressor, does not like to talk about women being the abuser in any scenario, whether it's being the aggressor and or abuser in a romantic relationship with a man, or even if it's being the aggressor or abuser of children. For example, all these female teachers these days who are fucking the hell out of their students. That type of shit would be mainstream, front fucking page news on a weekly or monthly basis if it were the other way around and it was a bunch of male teachers screwing their female students. But because we have an epidemic, and at this point it is an epidemic. I remember about maybe 6, 7, 8 months ago, it seemed like every couple of weeks there was a new female teacher who was getting caught sleeping with her students. Okay? And this is happening all over the country, right? But again, this society does not like to discuss. They don't like to discuss it from the perspective of a woman abusing a man, and it's obviously it's a different kind of abuse. Typically, it can be physical sometimes. Don't get me wrong. You know, there are definitely cases of women physically abusing men, but more often than not, it's verbal abuse or emotional abuse when it's women, right? The constant nagging, the constant manipulating, the constant arguing back and forth over goofy shit. And a lot of people will argue that emotional abuse and verbal abuse can be worse than physical abuse. A lot of people, a lot of psychiatrists even make that argument that emotional and verbal abuse can be worse than physical abuse. But again, because emotional abuse and verbal abuse is typically displayed by women, you know, people don't want to talk about that too much in this society. You know? So yeah. A lot of you men are being abused. Some of you don't even realize that you're being abused. That's the crazy thing. That's the crazy thing. Like, oh, that's just how she is. No, she's an abuser. She is an abuser. She is verbally and emotionally abusing the shit out of you, my friend. And you need to get the hell out of there. Next on the list, you have to measure your words and tone. You have to measure your words and your tone. You gotta fucking walk on eggshells with your words as if you're talking to a fucking child. As if this is not a grown adult woman that you are dealing with. You can hardly, if ever, be honest about anything. You know, maybe she cooks a meal and she asks you how it was. And you're like, And now all of a sudden her feelings are hurt because she cooked some dry ass meatloaf. Like, well, what the fuck? The meatloaf was dry as shit. You asked me, how was it? I just let you know it's kind of dry. Now her feeling, now for the next 48 fucking hours, she walking around the house with her lip poked out because you told her the meatloaf was dry. Goofy shit. You know what I'm saying? Goofy little stupid shit. You have to measure your words and your tone with every fucking thing. And you know who I blame for this? I blame her father for this. I blame her father for this. You see, we often talk about how mothers raise sons that are the exact. We often talk about how mothers will raise their sons to be the exact type of men that they themselves would never want to be with. We seldomly, if ever, talk about how men have a tendency to raise the type of daughters to be the kind of women that they themselves would not want to be with. You know, these little princesses who can never do no wrong, who can never admit when they're fucking wrong, who are selfish as all hell, self-centered as all hell, spoiled as all hell, The word no ruins their fucking day because daddy never told them no. It is every father's responsibility and obligation to introduce his daughter to the word no. Say that again. It is every father's responsibility and obligation to introduce his daughter to the word no. Sometimes just say no, even if you want to say yeah. Just say no. So that 20 years from now, somebody's son's bed won't be hard to lay in because you raised a spoiled fucking brat. And see, this is what a lot of men are doing. And we're not being honest about it. We're not being honest about it. We're not having the conversation. Again, we love to talk about how women will raise their sons to be the kind of men that they themselves would never want to date, but we never talk about the men who are raising their daughters to be the kind of women that they themselves would never want to date. We don't have that conversation. You see, as much as it's not okay for a mother to raise her son to be a spineless, mama's boy who's, always looking to a woman for leadership, it is not okay for a man to raise his daughter to be a spoiled, self-centered, entitled little fucking princess who's never fucking wrong and can never admit when they're wrong. That shit is not okay, fellas. It's not okay. You gotta stop raising your daughters like that. A lot of your daughters got you wrapped around their little fucking finger. And that shit is pathetic. Your money is not yours. Your money is not yours. What do they say? My money is my money. His money is our money. Yeah, they say that out of one side of their mouth. And then out the other side of their mouth, they like to talk about, this new thing called financial abuse. Yeah. It is amazing how these chicks be trying to have things both ways. And what's even more amazing is how you men let them do it. Google that shit. Google financial abuse. Google it. Google the definition of financial abuse. And then repeat this phrase. My money is my money. His money is our money. And you tell me that phrase alone and the concept behind that and the action that comes with that, you tell me that is not financial abuse. But they say it every day. Women say that shit every day. And you and the fellas, y'all let them say it. Y'all go along with it. That's financial abuse, my friend. That is financial abuse. And last on the list, you feel unhappy all the time. You feel unhappy all the time. Well, what do you have to be happy about? What do you have to be happy about when this is your state of being? This is your state of being right here. Because that hen-pecking heifer has brought you to a state of death and misery. Now, obviously, I don't mean death in the literal sense. But that hen pecking heifer has brought you to a state of death and misery. This is you, my friend. This is you right here. All the time. You never want to go home. You dread walking through that door. You dread walking through that door because, you know, even if at the moment it seems like the two of you are getting along and everything is fine, you already know, no matter what the situation is, no matter how well things seem to be going at the moment, it is only a matter of time before she starts a bullshit argument over the smallest, insignificant thing. And then you're right back to being this guy right here, surrounded by death and misery, the death of your happiness. This woman has brought about the death of your happiness. You have let this woman kill your joy. You have let this woman kill your joy, my friend. The fuck? This is you. This is you on a daily basis. Walking around your house just miserable. Just miserable. And you know what's even more fucked up? I'm going to show you what's even more fucked up. Check this out. This is what some of y'all girlfriends look like, man. This is you. Bruh. You letting a chick that look like this do this to you. Fucking Whoopi Goldberg in the face. No. Tarana Burke in the face. Coi Leray in the body ass bitch. Hell nah, bruh. This is your oppressor. This is your oppressor. You are letting, a lot of y'all letting some raggedy ass, dusty ass, ugly ass broad make your life miserable. Your girlfriend, a lot of y'all done hooked up with some chick that's a 3-time baby mama. 3-time baby mama. She got 3 kids by 3 different dudes. So she's already fucking miserable. She trying to make you miserable with her. And you putting up with this shit for some ugly ass 3-time baby mama. This is your oppressor. Hell nah, man. Life is too short, fellas. Life is way too fucking short to be dealing with some bullshit for some broad that can be replaced at the snap of a fucking finger. Or fuck it. She could be replaced with, these days you can replace a woman by swiping right on Tinder. Let's just keep it real. Let's just keep it real. Even though I personally don't recommend the dating apps. I personally don't recommend those. Go outside, bruh. For real. Go outside. A lot of y'all need to go the fuck outside. That's a whole lot of y'all got that problem. You living on the fucking internet. Shit. A lot of y'all need to just go the fuck outside and meet a woman. Walk up to her, get her fucking number. Don't listen to these goofy ass niggas talking about, cold approaching is for simps. Fuck out of here, bro. Do we like women or do we not like women? What the fuck is going on? So if I see a beautiful woman walking down the fucking street, I'll walk up to her, I get her fucking phone number. That makes me a simp? No, nigga, that makes me a fucking man. I don't make you no goddamn simp. And don't listen to these goofy ass niggas on the fucking internet trying to tell you walking up to a woman and getting her fucking number makes you a simp. You see, those are the dudes who are afraid of rejection. Those are the dudes who are afraid of rejection. And most dudes who are afraid of rejection because 9 times out of 10 they get rejected. I don't have that problem personally. Never did. Right? Now, a lot of y'all need to go outside. Now, I don't recommend the dating apps, but for the purpose of the conversation, you can replace a woman these days by swiping right on Tinder. Why are you dealing with bullshit from any woman? Why? 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 The only reason you're dealing with it is because you have a scarcity mindset. It's the only reason you're dealing with it. It's the only reason you're dealing with it. You have a scarcity mindset. Meaning you got this woman, but you don't think you can go out and get another one so easy. See, you have a scarcity mindset, whereas if you had an abundance mindset, and you understood that there's plenty of fucking women out here, and some of them are actually decent women. If you had an abundance mindset, hey, you know, there's plenty of women out here. I can cut you off today and be on a date with another chick tomorrow. You would leave her ass alone. You would leave her ass alone. But nope, you keep going home to this foghorn, leghorn looking bitch. You keep going home. Oh man. Now if you're young, you might not know who the fuck foghorn, leghorn is. Google it. That's all I can tell you. Google it. It fits what's on the fucking screen right now. Google it, goddammit. If you don't know who the fuck foghorn, leghorn is, Google it. Because like I said, I recently was made aware that I got some young dudes listening now. 19 and 20 and 23, 24, you know what I mean? You know, when they, you know, at that age, they probably don't know who foghorn, leghorn is. Like, who the fuck? Foghorn, what? Who the fuck is foghorn, leghorn? Nigga. Google it, young nigga. Google it. The fuck? Use your smartphone to be smart for once. Google it. But nah, man. This is your oppressor, bruh. For a lot of you niggas, bro. I've noticed the shit, too. A lot of y'all letting some raggedy looking bitches make your life miserable. And I don't understand it. I don't understand it. At least if your girl looked good, I'd be able to say, well, okay. He shouldn't be letting her do it to him, but I see why he's letting the shit slide, you know. But nah, it'd be some raggedy looking bitch. Like nigga, you think that's the best you could do? Hell nah, bro. Hell nah. A lot of y'all need to just cut your losses and keep it moving, man. Cut your losses and keep it moving. But I think I ran my mouth long enough. We are approaching an hour and a half. Yeah, man, I just wanted to drop this little bit of information, a little bit of life lessons, some dating tips for the fellas, especially for the young brothers. You know, Watch out for the signs, man. Watch out for the signs of a hen-pecking, nagging woman. Nip that shit in the bud immediately. Immediately. Check that shit immediately. If she tries it again, let her ass go. Ain't no relationship, ain't no woman, ain't no situation worth being made to be miserable all the fucking time. You know, you feel like almost feel like a stranger in your own home. You're not comfortable in your own fucking home. To the point where, like I said a few times already, you don't even want to go home. You all day long you dread going home. You get off work and you want to go smoke something with your boys, or go grab a beer from the store and just sit in your fucking car and drink the beer before you walk in the house, trying to mentally prepare yourself for what you might be walking into. That is no life that any man should be living. That kind of stress, that kind of irritation, that kind of aggravation literally takes years off of a man's life. Literally takes years off of a man's life. And this is why, on average, women typically live about 7 years longer than the average man. I am convinced it's because a lot of women are literally aggravating, irritating, and stressing their husbands into early fucking graves. And again, that is another conversation that this society does not want to have. But like I said, I think I ran my mouth long enough. I am Kenyatta Black. Thank you for tuning in. Shout out to the Black Squad. Shout out to Mr. Truth Logic. Shout out to Illuminiki Blanco. Shout out to Pac Bozeman, Mike Lowry, Rodney Coleman, a.k.a. Abuki Cabal, Shell Bell, Sonny Forey, I'm not forgetting, Oliver Curtis. If I'm forgetting any names, Keon Walcott, appreciate the support. Ronell Berry, appreciate the support on Facebook and other platforms. Again, if you are not subscribed to the YouTube channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel right now. Hit that like button. Or if you're in your fifis because I was talking about you in the video and you don't like it, you in your feelings right now and you don't like me and shit, go ahead and hit the thumbs down button. I don't give a fuck. It all helps with the algorithm, baby. It all helps with the algorithm. But hit that like button, hit the like button so that we can get YouTube to push my videos to new viewers so we can grow this platform. As Kevin Samuels used to say, we are building this plane as we fly it. But again, I am Kenyatta Black. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time, and there will be a next time. Remember, bands will make them dance, but these hands will change your face. Deuces.